Well, we had some snow, which we're not a place that's known for having a lot of snow, but we do get some pretty substantial cold. And let's see how the little buttheads are doing in here. Let's see, how many goats are inside here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 goats. We're good. Hey, Papa. Hey, Papa, are you the gatekeeper? Are you the gatekeeper? Huh? Hey, big boy. It's good to see you. Nanny, be nice. No head button. Excuse me, Pa. Hey, guys. Oh, you're eating into this bale pretty heavy. Come on, girl. Get after it. And these two are figuring out who's dominant. Yeah, it's that one. Hey, save that for the girls. Okay, what is it, Pa? I got nothing for you. You guys like this little house? Pretty good? Pretty good? Okay. There's Diane. Diane. Oh, there's Brownie. You guys like it in here? Not bad. Not a bad little house. It's actually kind of warm. With this many bodies in it, and no holes in the top and no wetness, it's actually pretty warm in here. My hands are warming up and they're out of my pocket. Wow, cool. Okay, big boy. Hey, Brownie. What are you doing, boy? Where's your mama? We've had a hard week of cold. It's actually cold enough for me to rupture the first water line in my camper ever. So it's been a pretty cold winter. And this is the best winter I've gone through in terms of goats. And it's the most I've ever had. Walk inside the little tent here. Hey, big boy. Now, they have been tearing through this bale. No question about that. I got 8 goats eating on this bale. The thing that happens when you give animals as much feed as they want is they go crazy and they get fussy and choosy. So, of course, they're tearing through this bale, and whatever they don't like, they're just throwing it on the ground. And they'll just make a nice bed out of it. And it'll pile up, and they'll just pee and poop all over it. And it's something that it's hard to not look at that and consider it to be waste. Because you're saying, well, gee, I paid $50 for that bale or whatever you paid, and I want it in the animal, not in the soil. What can you do with all this wasted hay? So I just came in here and raked up just a few inches of it across that little hallway. I'm about to go throw it in as bedding for my pigs. And the pigs are not going to fuss. They're happy to have it. It becomes a blanket for them. They're going to lay on it. They're going to eat it. It's going to keep them out of the frozen dirt. And, you know, it's just one more way to utilize the waste from one stream to the next. Now, pigs, I believe they don't share parasites with goats. And honestly, if an animal can't handle the parasites that are going to be around on my property, I don't want to reproduce it anyway. I don't want to build a sow out of an animal that doesn't have the tolerance on its own, because I'm not going to make any money if I'm spending all my time with a sick animal going to the vet or doctoring it and quarantining it and all these things. This guy right here has never been doctored by me ever. He came from a herd full of sick goats. When I went to go buy this goat, there was 2 other goats there dying. They were literally in quarantine. They were laying down with flies all over them. And I said to the lady, I think you got some dead goat in there. Oh, well, we'll go juice them up again with another shot. That goat was healthy in a herd full of sickness. What does that tell you? He's got a strong immune system. That's why I wanted him. I'm not afraid to get an animal from a herd with sickness, because that animal's got this opportunity to demonstrate his superiority. Everything looks healthy when they're not sick. Look how round. These are normally bony, scrawny looking goats. They should not be that round when they just produced babies in the middle of winter without grain. Well, my tarp sheds are evolving. So this is kind of like a full cycle. They went through an entire round bale in this one. I've got 8 goats at this point, all in here. I mean, they're up eating some mineral right now, but they finished off the bale that was sitting here. And so this plank, just a little furring strip, was clamped right there to that strap, and it was sitting on top of the bale, and that gave it, you know, its structure so that it couldn't pool with water and sag down and, you know, turn into a bathtub full of, like a lake sitting on top of the tarp, which would then pull the tarp in. Anyway, I think it's pretty self-explanatory what I did here. As the bale disappeared, I stood that up right there as a post. This is a really heavy-duty truck tarp, you know, big rig tarp. Maybe I should throw a hunk of like rug or something up there, or a floor mat, so it doesn't poke through. The only other thing I had to do, I used some baling twine We just grabbed some of the eyelets off the tarp and ran it up high enough that the buck can go under without catching his horns in it, because he will. Well, actually, this one is anchored to a step-in post. I call these lawn darts. When your step-in post breaks off, there's still a metal spike, and they're still useful for anchoring stuff like this. I also use them for bracing little corner posts when I'm doing portable net. So here's that other string running over to this fence post here, high enough that the goats can walk under it and not get caught in there. And you know, it was a windy night. Stuff's anchored with stone and firewood chunks. Thing is exactly like I left it, so that's good. And this gives them some nice warm spot to lay on. This is the setting sun end of the property, just catching that sunset warmth to warm up before bedtime. And of course, that black tarp catches a lot of heat. You know, if the sun's beating on that thing, you walk in there, when there's 7 or 8 of them in there, boy, it's pretty warm. Even having this doorway through hole, the wind doesn't really blow through it. It kind of ricochets one way or the other. For whatever reason, this axis, it doesn't really shoot through there the way you think it would. So, all in all, I mean, this got me through the winter. And I had a water line explode this winter, so it's not like we have wimpy ones. We have real winters. I think that passes the test, you know. I mean, what else can I ask for? The animals are alive. They're doing really well. The hay stayed dry. It didn't get soaked and moldy or anything like that. They didn't freeze. They looked content. They weren't bawling and whining. They never jumped out and escaped. They didn't go looking around for anything. They were never up at the fence whining for me. I don't give them any feed. We went through an entire winter on hay. There's a buck doing buck things. Sniffing on the girl. Tell her, Pa, come on. She ain't gonna know you like her if you don't tell her. Do your funny thing, man. Come on. Come on, Pop. Do it. There it is.